Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Relationship Communications Weekly Live. I'm Lisa DeToffel, your host, and today we're going to be talking about improving your accountability, part two, creating a plan, right? Could be very beneficial, right? We'll dive into that in just a few moments. But for those that are joining us for the first time, I'm the founder of Relationship Communications, where I coach and mentor established and aspiring professionals to create and grow and scale their network. Relationship Communications is weekly live that is a tactical and practical show we do every week at the same time, every Friday morning at 10 a.m. So I hope you will put that on your calendar and plan to join us each Friday morning. I would love for you to join me every Friday morning. And as you're coming in, if you're joining me live, please say hello and tell me where you're coming in from. Or if you're watching this later, please do use hashtag replay to let me know that you're watching this at a later time. Now, Relationship Communications is sponsored by Tiger Eye Solution. And at Tiger Eye Solution, we work with speakers, coaches, and professionals to help them grow their business. It's a virtual assistant business, and we work with those professionals to help take tasks off their plate so that they can enjoy being the CEO and do what they love to do within their business. And we do this virtually and in our own online community. So before we dive into our topic, I do have a lot to share today around our topic, but I do want to talk a little bit about myself and introduce myself. This was me over 5 years ago as a preschool teacher. This was the last classroom that I worked in. I was a preschool teacher for over 25 years, and I learned a lot, just as I taught a lot to the children that were in my classrooms. So also, I want to encourage you, if you are not part of our Facebook group, Relationship Communications, please jump over to Facebook and put Relationship Communications in the search bar. It's a free group to be a part of. We would love to welcome you there. This live is in that group as well. And we are streaming on other platforms as well. So if you're watching this on YouTube, please do go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell so that you will be notified every time that we do go live. So again, this was me over 5 years ago in a preschool classroom. I learned just as much from those children as they did from me. Now, during those 25 years I was a preschool teacher, I was also a single mother twice. This is me and my 3 children during one of those times that I was a single mother. So that was part of my journey during those 25 years as well. Was it easy? No, it was very difficult to be a single mom to 3 children, and they're all in different stages of life because there's so many years between each child, for sure. But I managed. I had a lot of hurdles that I had to overcome as well during those years. But I overcome them and I moved forward, and it helped build me and make me into who I am today. So to say I would go back and change everything that happened during those years, yeah, there may be a few things that I would have liked to have done differently. However, if those things hadn't happened and I hadn't went through those trials or those periods of being a single mom, I may be someone different today. Who knows, right? So it also led me up to creating my own business, the business I have today, which my first business was Tiger Eye Solution. So I created that business and started that business in 2018. And then ended my career in 2019 as a preschool teacher and started my business full-time in 2019. I did take a training program in the beginning to help get my business up and going and kind of learn all the ins and outs of being a virtual assistant. So I also earned a certification after completing that training. And then, of course, in 2020, when the pandemic hit, I decided I wanted to build a team because, there were so many professionals moving into the online space and I wanted to help them as much as I could. So in 2021, my first team was built. And I currently still do have a team, and we all kind of specialize in different things. So, depending upon what our clients' needs are, you know, depends on who they get to work with. If it's bookkeeping, you're not going to be working with me because that's not my forte. However, relationship management and follow-up, I might be able to help you. So it depends on what your needs are. And, we love working with the clients that we have. We love being a team because we work so well together. So that also brings me up to my why. My why is my family. This is my family, my husband, Jeff, my 3 children, Caleb, Matthew, and Alyssa, and my daughter-in-law, Abby, and our 2 beautiful grandbabies, Hattie and JP. Sorry, or JP and Hattie because JP's older. But our beautiful twin grandbabies that were born earlier this year. So without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump into our topic because, like I said, I have a lot to share about this topic today. So knowing the definition is really important. We kind of went over that last week. So if you didn't catch or wasn't able to join me last week, or you hadn't catched the replay from last week, you can go back and listen to that within the group for sure. Hello, Elaine. So nice for you to be here today. Thank you. I love those grandbabies too. They're 9 months old already. Very hard to believe they're already that old. Accountability. Very, very important topic. Like I said, we did part 1 last week. So if you didn't catch that, you can go and listen to that on the replay. But I want to help you make an accountability plan. And, this is kind of important when you're doing a specific project, right? Whether you're doing it, alone by yourself, or, if you've got a partner or an assistant helping you, whatever the case may be, you still want to have a plan and hold yourself accountable for whatever needs to take place to get that project completed, right? All right, so the first thing you're going to want to do is to pick what the project is, Okay, say just for instance, you're going to update your CRM platform, okay, whatever that might be. So pick one piece. A CRM platform is a very large platform. This can be a very large project, if you're wanting to update every aspect of your CRM platform, right? But do you want to tackle every single piece of that all at one time? Probably not. I wouldn't suggest tackling that all at one time because that can be very, very overwhelming. So first you want to decide what it is you're going to work on, right? What your project is going to be. And like I said, it can be very easy to get overwhelmed with all the different things that has to take place to accomplish what you want to accomplish, right? But don't get lost in all the details. Don't let it overwhelm you. And I'm going to share how you can keep that from happening with you today, okay? So you want to tackle one piece at a time. If you are updating your CRM platform and it has different components in it, then you want to tackle one component at a time. Do it one step at a time. Organize your contacts. All your contacts are in that CRM, right? So maybe that's one piece that you need to accomplish, is to organize your contacts. And this, by choosing your first step will help, and organizing the contacts, it will help you to get started in the right direction, right? So, and it will set the tone for the direction of the rest of the project. If you only start with one piece of organizing your contacts, right? So, number 1, archive my inactive members. Very good point. Yes, Elaine. You definitely want to organize those contacts and get rid of those that you may not, that may not be active, for sure. Very good tip. Thank you for that. And the rest of the project will stay focused. If you start with one step at a time, like I said, organizing the contacts may be your first step. there's going to be many more steps after you have completed that task. But, and then after you have completed that one task, you're going to want to celebrate as well, celebrate completing that one step, and then move on to the next one, because, you're going to get that feeling of accomplishment, which is also very important. So whatever that one step is that you have completed, make sure you recognize that you have finished it, celebrate the fact that you have finished it, and, you're going to feel accomplished, which is great. And as you're doing this project one step at a time, you want to stay focused on that one particular step that you are working on. Because you're going to have so many other thoughts that's going to come up, as you get into, working on the project, and, a million different things and a million different ideas, might come up while you're trying to work on that one specific area, right? But sometimes we call this shiny object syndrome, or a squirrel, or whatever you want to call it. But I call it wasting time. And you don't want to waste time, right? So stay focused on the one specific piece you're working on at that time, for sure, okay? Do whatever it takes to help you to stay focused and not chase that squirrel or that shiny object, right? So stay focused on that one piece until that one piece is finished, okay? Celebrate it. You have accomplished it. You have finished it, right? And that will help you not to jump around, right? Because that can bring up so many other things as well. So I want you to put all your ideas, if all these other ideas start flowing in as you get started with the first piece of the project, write them down on a Post-it note, or, just write them down somewhere. You don't want to lose those ideas. However, you don't want to go run chase those ideas at that very moment either, because you're wanting to stay focused on that one piece of the project you are currently working on at that time. So write your ideas down, and, put them where you can see them, on your computer or on your desk, or whatever, wherever you're working on this project, where you can still see those ideas and possibly can implement them at a later time, but you don't want to take your focus off of what you're doing at that specific time. So, and like I said, you don't want to lose those good ideas either. So, you definitely want to stay focused, continue moving forward on that one thing. And then, after you've completed that one specific item, you can move on to the next piece, right? So that way you're only thinking also about that specific piece that you're working on at that given time. And, all your other ideas, you can work on them later, implement them later when the time is appropriate to implement those other ideas that you had as well. That way, you'll get the feeling of momentum. You'll get the feeling of accomplishment, as you are moving forward in the project. And it makes, the project so much more easier, instead of it feeling so overwhelming because you're trying to do so many different things at one time. Yes, those ideas may be things you need to do to get the whole project completed, sure. But is it something that has to be done or implemented at that given time? Probably not. That's why it's important to just write it down. And when you get to that place in the project, yes, you can implement them, right? So definitely put all your thoughts on a list as they come up. And definitely make a plan. Write down the steps that you want to take and set deadlines. This project, okay, say it has 5 different steps or 5 different things that you want to do to get the whole project completed. You don't want to do all those 5 steps or 5 things at one time. So write down your 5 steps, the things that you have to do to get the whole project completed, and then take on one step at a time. Okay. And set deadlines of when you want to have that particular step completed. And then celebrate it. Once you get that one step completed, make sure you celebrate it. Celebrate that accomplishment, right? Sorry. And then, maybe the whole project you wanted to have completed within 2 to 3 weeks. But maybe you're moving at a faster pace than what you had previously thought, because you are breaking it down piece by piece, right? Then maybe you could move it up to 1 to 2 weeks to have the whole project completed. And also depends on how many steps you have to complete the whole project. You may have 5, you may only have 3. Just depends on what the project is that you're doing, right? So back to our example of CRM, right? Make sure you keep the list of the specific updates that you want to tackle, right? And stay focused. Staying focused is very, very important on the one specific item that you're working on at that specific time. Okay. So remember just to do one thing at a time and make that plan. Write all your steps down and set those deadlines. Maybe it's only going to take you a couple of days to go through all your contacts. That's great. So if you start today, then say by Tuesday or the end of day Monday, you'll have that piece done. Or if you work on weekends, you could work on it over the weekend too. I don't work on weekends myself, but some people do. So ask yourself, I want to spend 2 to 3 weeks or 1 or 2 weeks doing this update, and knock it out. Break it down and knock out each step, right? And meet your deadlines. That's very important. Set those deadlines and make sure you meet those deadlines. Write your deadlines down too. As you're writing down the different steps you want to do and different that you want to complete the whole project. Okay, step 1, you want to have it done in a couple of days. So write down the date of when you want to have that step completed, and so forth through the other steps as well. And then you definitely want to manage all the gibberish that may come up too during the process of, tackling this project, because when you take on a new project, all those voices in your head are going to start saying all kind of things, right? Maybe making you feel less than, or that this isn't going to work. You're never going to be able to complete this project. Or this is too hard. It's going to be too hard to, accomplish this project, right? All the things that's going to make you doubt yourself. Don't listen to that. Don't listen to that gibberish. Don't get caught up in that gibberish or all those voices in your head. Stay focused. Start talking to yourself maybe in a different way. I've done difficult things in the past. I can do this. Something to that effect, right? And discuss it with your accountability partner. We talked last week about having an accountability partner. So if you don't have one, find yourself one and discuss that also with your accountability partner. Let them know about all this gibberish stuff that's coming up in your head. And then figure it out. Either figure it out for yourself, or maybe after you've had that conversation with the accountability partner, that conversation may help you to figure it out, right? Or, your fellow community members are there as well to help you if you need it. So keep all that in mind and manage all that gibberish that comes up, right? And what I mean by gibberish is all those voices in your head, okay? Because you 100% will have gibberish. It's not going away, but you can handle it, okay? You can definitely handle it. So you want to be sure to pause at the end, after you accomplish each step, and recognize that you have accomplished and completed that step, like I said, and celebrate it one piece at a time. If you've got 5 different, components or 5 different pieces, then you're going to stop after every piece is completed and celebrate, and identify that you have accomplished that specific piece. So, or you've completed that step of the project. Be proud of yourself. It's not self-indulgence. It's actually self-propelling, when you do that, when you actually celebrate and have that feeling of accomplishment, right? So be sure to celebrate your success and tell people about it. Give somebody a high five. Enjoy your accomplishment, whether it's just that one step or whether it's the whole project, when the whole project is done, right? You definitely want to celebrate then after the whole project is completed. So I hope this was helpful for you today, going through how to set up an accountability plan. And definitely make sure you find yourself an accountability partner. If you don't have one, if you would like to discuss being partners with me, I'm happy to do that with you. You can reach out to me in a private message or put it below this video. If you need an accountability partner for a specific project or for any specific things that you have going on currently, I'll be happy to have that conversation with you and possibly even become your accountability partner. I'll be happy to do that. So thank you again, Elaine, for joining me here today. And for those that are watching this later, please do remember to use #replay. And I will see you again next week. Have a great weekend.